Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Sam Evans and you're watching the Electric Singularity. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, great to have you back. Guys, exciting times in the world this year. There is some crazy stuff happening. One of the most interesting things going on right now is the incredible surge of sales of electric cars from China. But there's also something going on outside of that, which is also relevant. Chinese car brands MG, LDV, GWM, Haval, and others have continued to set sales records outside of China. Now, obviously on this channel, I've spoken in depth about NIO and BYD, Li Auto, Geely, and other car brands in China. But I haven't talked as much about LDV or GWM Haval. Now, sales of cars from China actually overtook those from Germany and the US late last year and have continued to climb ever since. Now, here in Australia, Chinese cars have continued to rocket up the new car sales charts, overtaking sales from Germany and the USA for the first 4 months this year. It is the first time in Australian automotive history that cars from China have outsold those from Germany and the USA for such a long period of time. Official new car sales figures released today by the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries show 5,400 vehicles from China were reported as sold in April 2021, ahead of Germany 3,100 and the USA 2,200, and behind Japan 34,861, Thailand 21,000, and South Korea 11,900. MG, which is owned by Chinese conglomerate SAIC, led the charge with 3,000 vehicles reported as sold in April 2021, an increase of 626% versus the same month last year, in a market that grew by 137% after a disastrous April result in 2020 thanks to the coronavirus. This was enough to elevate MG to 10th place for a third month in a row on the Australian sales charts. Now you can see similar figures being reported in the UK for MG sales and also in Europe. This is a trend that will only increase over the coming months as Chinese car brands begin to accelerate deployment of EVs and other vehicles outside of China. Now, commercial vehicle specialist LDV, also owned by SAIC, but sold in Australia via an independent distributor, reported 1,086 vehicles sold in April 2021, and that's an increase of a massive 420%. Now, LDV have a number of vehicles in the pipeline that will be coming out all around the world, and some of those vehicles are actually looking really good. I'm going to do some videos on them because I think there is a huge amount of opportunity for them to sell more of these vehicles, especially considering how well priced they are. However, despite the sales charge, new cars from China still only account for 6% of all new vehicles sold here in Australia. However, a decade ago, Chinese cars represented only 1% of the Australian new car market. Japan remains Australia's biggest source of motor vehicles, representing more than a third at 38% of new cars sold here, ahead of Thailand at 23%, which is the source of most I think what are they called in the US? Trucks, pickup trucks. Aussies buy a lot of pickup trucks. And in Thailand, we build the Toyota Hilux and the Ford Ranger. So that's the reason for that. Now, getting back to the Chinese cars. As you can see, there's been a significant increase. There's been a 5x in the number of Chinese cars sold in Australia over the last decade. Now, this year, every month, the sales of Chinese cars has increased. Every single month. And we're still waiting, well, not still waiting, but we're looking forward to getting the new BYD vehicles. There'll be 6 different models sold in Australia by the end of this year. Some models will arrive this year. Some models will arrive next year. MG are also bringing out an electric hatchback. The number of Chinese vehicles being sold in Australia will double within 12 months. And that is also happening outside of Australia in places like Norway, New Zealand, and Europe. So expect to see Chinese vehicles slowly start to, I wouldn't say take over the market, but take a huge slice of the market that they haven't previously had. I think the perception among even dedicated hardcore car fans is that Chinese cars are dramatically improving. Now, this represents a really big opportunity for investors to invest in these companies, which I'll have videos up on the channel showing you how to do that, or for new car buyers to get a car that they can afford, to potentially get a new EV they can afford. I see this being a great opportunity for people to get a car that they otherwise wouldn't have considered, to be able to move from their old petrol or diesel gas powered vehicle into a new EV and to not have to pollute anymore, to be able to charge their car at nighttime, to be able to just plug it in at home, not have to go to a petrol station, and not be kind of held hostage by oil companies. Really, that's what it is. Really, to some degree, we are all held hostage by oil companies until we transition to electric. And it appears as though that is going at a faster rate than what anyone had previously anticipated. And that is a good thing. Guys, thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.